Oh, let me wipe the camera. So we are expecting, hey guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. We're expecting a little bit of a tropical storm here, and it has been raining. So few people are like, it's not a hurricane that's coming. And other people are like, it's a tropical storm. And then other people are like, oh, and they're terrified. So I do have to say, being here 4 years now, um, there have been a couple of hurricane seasons, but nothing too major. But it is raining on and off today, so there's no beach day. I said to you guys on my last live to air the other day that I was going to go on the beach. If it was raining, I would go to the restaurant, but and I was going to go to the restaurant today, but my cleaning guy came in today. My cleaning guy, not cleaning girl. My cleaning guy. Hold on 1 second. I'll get him to come say hi. Whoa, whoa. Tú puedes ven aquí, por favor, para mi gentes. Tú hables con ellos. Rápido, no mucho tiempo, lo siento.
Okay.
Aquí, mira.
Hola.
Abajo, abajo. Hey, okay. Gracias. So that's Wowo, and he is my landlord's right hand man when it comes to like cleaning up the building, going and getting us propane for our propane tank. Let me see if I can just put this here. Getting us propane for our propane tanks, and he does everything. And usually the person that cleans my apartment is my friend Elsa. And Elsa has moved to Santiago for a little while in order for her to get some work because she has not had any work. It's been very tight for her here in Sosua, which is going to be good for her when Sosua Beach goes through all the changes and starts opening up so much more restaurants and so much more cleaning, because Elsa, she cleans for a living. She used to have a restaurant. She cooks and she cleans. That's what she does. When I first met her, she had a restaurant called Bar España, and she was running that. But the world changed. The big C word came, and she had to close down her restaurant. And then after that, she was just cleaning, and it was very difficult for her. I mean, she was cleaning my place once every 2 weeks, and it's difficult to live off just cleaning one person's place. And she was also cleaning across the way, but it's not enough money to pay the rent. So she had to move to Santiago. And so now I have someone else, whoa, cleaning my place. He cleaned my place every now and again before, but I don't bring strange women in to clean my place because they're supposed to clean my floors and clean my bathroom and not clean me out. You know what I mean? Like my jewelry and stuff like that. So I'm very picky that way. Woosah. Let me see who is on today. Guys, for those of you who are just joining, my name is Cerise Fairfax. I'm looking for my glasses. My name is Cerise Fairfax. This is my YouTube channel. And every Monday, I do Motivation Monday. Can you guys hear me? I don't have any messages from anyone. Let me see if you guys can hear me. Did I remember to guard your privacy? You guys, can you guys hear me? I wonder if you guys, there's 25 people on right now. Hold on, I don't see any messages. Maybe I might have to stop this and reconnect. Let me see. Here we are. Yeah, 25 watching. How come nobody's putting in messages there? Can someone let me know that you can put a message in? Because if you can't put a message in, then... Oh, wait. Hola, Cerise. Hola, hola. Wait, there are some messages here in the live chat. How come they're not coming up here?
Yeah, 25 watching.
Okay, let me just see what's going on here. Stephen Phillips says hello, hello. Darnell, let me turn this down. Darnell says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Joelle, it's officially a hurricane category 1. Ooh, I shouldn't laugh, but yeah. Um, hey, Keith Hannah. Moez Music says, hola. Mo, stay dry. Yes. Jackie says, hey, beautiful. Hey, Jackie. And then we also have Keith. Yes, I can hear you. Perfect. Tech SGT Air Force. Yes. Jackie. Yes. Hannah. Keith. Everyone says yes. All right. I don't know why I'm not getting the notifications on the screen like I usually do, but that's okay. I'm in my pajamas too, by the way, guys. Got a little robe on here. I'm getting into a new business. Guys, I start new businesses, I think, weekly. You know, this a new business that I'm getting into is going to be called Kimono something. I don't know what I'm going to name it, but it's going to be kimonos. They're going to be beautiful. They're going to be silk, and I'm going to be getting them to put on my new online shop called Toma This. And Toma This, for those of you who don't know, right now these are two really good products that I'm pushing, and they are selling so nicely. I want to say thank you to everyone that's buying them. And then after this little plug, I'm going to go into Sosua and the changes in Sosua. Okay, so this right here, I have a commercial that I made yesterday, and you guys can actually find it on my Facebook. I'm going to be putting up on my television show on Wednesday, because I'm back on TV on Wednesday after a 6-week break. And I did a commercial for this with a beautiful Dominican woman, because I figured out, a light bulb went off inside my head. I need to start doing a lot more Dominican commercials and a lot more Dominican stuff in Spanish. So this is a beautiful product right here. This is a natural stone, and it helps to purify the water. So you can put cerveza in it. You can put agua in it. Water in it. You can put cocoa water in it. You can put anything you want in it, even sports drinks, and it will help to mineralize your water. And then, of course, for you tea drinkers, or for those of you who are, would rather 2 in 1, here is another one. And on the bottom, you get little crystals, little stones, and you can choose what type of stones you want. And then on the top, tea. You put the tea in, close that bad boy up. You put the tea in here, right? And then you put the water in there, close that up, and then the water, the hot water or cold water, gets infused by the tea. And then, of course, we have this neoprene cover right here. Wonderful and beautiful. All right, I'm done with the plugs. Now I want to get down to basics with Playa Sosua. I'm happy about the changes. I'm seeing them come along, and I'm seeing that there's going to be a lot of changes. So you guys know my thing with the girls, right? With the working girls. I'm not against it. I think these girls, I'm not against it. I think these girls bring money to Sosua. And I think the guys that come for the girls bring money to Sosua. And it is what helped Sosua become Sosua. But David Collado, he put out a comment. He's a tourism ministerio, and he put out on Facebook the other day that Playa Sosua changes are to get rid of the women specifically, and the bad actions, the drugs on the beach and everything. Now, those of you who come here to the beach, you might not even notice the drugs, because that doesn't go on during the day. The beach, usually people leave around 7 p.m. because a lot of the stuff on the beach closes down. Like a lot of the restaurants and a lot of the things that go on the beach close down at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Like they literally start closing down. There's been times where I've been on the beach having a couple of drinks with good friends and just chilling out. And I'm like, you guys are closing already? They turn the music off and they close everything down like clockwork. Every single casita. Casita is like those little shacks, for the lack of a better word, the little restaurants. And, it's like they close down automatically. And I'm like, well, why don't you just stay open? Some of them will stay open for a little while longer. But the beach is open 24 hours. And a lot of the times, people sleep on the beach. People who, just go there to do their thing. A lot of homeless people, a lot of undocumented Haitians, they just stay on the beach during that time. And we don't see that nighttime action because when the beach closes down, there's not a lot of light on the beach. There's not a lot of luz, we call it here, L-U-Z, electricity on the beach. At nighttime, it's not lit up. Well, now what they're doing with the beach is we are going to have 24-hour access to it because there's going to be lights all the time. So even when some of those restaurants do close, the new restaurants that they have planned, even when some of those new restaurants do close, they're going to be, there's going to be lights. We can walk from Los Charamicos, where I live, all the way over to Bate in the middle of the night. There's going to be security on the beach. I'm excited about that because you know why? I am a single woman right now as it stands. I'm trying to manifest love. But, I'm a single woman. And when I'm in Bate, for those of you who don't know, that is the tourist area of Sosua. And it's right across the water. So what separates me and Bate, because I live in the local area of the Dominican Republic, of the, Sosua, is a beach. Playa Sosua separates us. So during the day, I can walk along that beach and I'm happy, I'm cool, I'm good. But at nighttime, I have no choice but to take a motoconcho home. And sometimes it's raining out, and that's dangerous on a motorcycle. Very dangerous. And I rather walk the beach if there's electricity around with an umbrella. Just walk with an umbrella home. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's only a 10-minute walk along the beach from my apartment to the tourist area. So people like me, not only me, but families here in the Dominican area too, in the local area as well, it's going to be a lot more convenient for the locals. So it's not just about tourism. It's also about locals as well. We're over here in Los Charamicos, once 8 o'clock at night comes, we have no choice but to use the highway to get to Bate, which is the tourist area. And a lot of the people that live where I live in Los Charamicos, they work in the tourist area, Bate. So you have older women, you have women that are working in a lot of the hotels that are doing cleaning. And, some of them work for families there. You will see some of the older Christian women getting on a bike, and some of them wearing skirts and everything, and they have to get on the back of the bike and sit sideways. That's not cool either. So now with the reconstruction of the beach, and you guys can see on the thumbnail, it's one of the photos that they have put up. There's going to be different things going on. So right now, phase one, I believe, I'm calling it phase one, because it's going to be done in different phases. That's just logical. And there is no timeline right now on the construction, but my son is in construction. I know a lot of my family, a lot of the men in my family are in construction. I've dated a lot of construction workers. I live downtown Toronto most of my time, so I know how long it takes generally to build something. And here things get, and also watching here, things get built because things are built all the time here. I get to see a lot of, construction here as well. And seeing that we're dealing with the government, it's going to be lickety split. There's going to be certain things that will hold it back. And of course, that's going to be the weather. Right now, we're heading into hurricane season. A lot of people ask me to predict. They're like, Cerise, predict. When do you think this is all going to start happening? And in, June, when I first started to say it's going to happen, you had a lot of other people saying, oh, this isn't going to happen. They always say they're going to change Playa Sosua. This will never happen, blah, 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 rah, 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 blah, blah, blah. And I was like, guys, this president is serious. He's an economist. He studied in America, he speaks English, he knows the power of tourism, and he's young. He's only like 50, I think 52, and he's on point, okay? And, that all those factors just meshed in together speaks volumes about someone who is going to move mountains. And I know this as an entrepreneur myself, as a person that loves commerce myself. I'm always coming up with these new business ideas. And even here in the Dominican Republic, it's not the easiest thing to come up with different business ideas, because it's not like Canada where I could run businesses and just deliver everything to everyone. Here, I can't deliver my hair product. Just to digress for a second, I have a hair product that I use for my curls to help keep them supple, to help take away the frizz, to help them grow and keep my hair thick. I'm 50 years old, and I like to make sure that my curls are like a baby curls, you know what I mean? And I have this wonderful product made out of minerals and extracts, and I can't deliver that to you guys around the world because it is a liquid. If I was in Toronto, I could definitely do that. It wouldn't be a problem. So there are certain restrictions. There are certain things that we have to undergo here, but we get around them. And this president is exactly like that. He knows what the restrictions are. He knows what's happening here, and he's going to get around it. He's not going to put everyone out on the beach and just be like, get lost. At first, it was supposed to be 2 plazas, one at this end in Charamicos and one at the other end. Now there's going to be 3 plazas. These plazas, according to the photos, are looking pretty amazing. I don't think they're just going to be like 1-story plazas. I think they're probably going to have tiers to them. It's looking like they're going to have some type of tiers to them, some type of levels according to the photos. And they just look amazing to me, and not only that, there's going to be 3 plazas, which means it's going to be room for 100 vendors from Playa Sosua and more. If those plazas are built in tiers, that means they're making room, because when you think about a baseball field, a baseball diamond, and you think about like Toronto, where I'm from, the Sky Dome, the Rogers Center, they don't just make all the seats flat. They put them in tiers so you can have more space for more people to watch. Now imagine if they do that same type of construction with restaurants and also seating. That's pretty interesting, pretty good design, I think. So with taking that into consideration, we could assume or just speculate that there's going to be more than 100 places. Right now, I think there's like 100 places or no, there's more than 100. Maybe like 150 or something. Vendors on Playa Sosua right now. But with 3 plazas, and maybe there's going to be 30 stores in each plaza, maybe 40, I don't know, especially if they just make them like a food court, a food court. Again, I'm Canadian, so I can only talk about food courts like in a mall or like in a shopping center. They're very small. They're in like slits, and that's all you really need for a restaurant. And that's all these casitas on the beach are right now. They're just very small places. They're very much like a food court. So if you take that into consideration, then you're going to be able to open up business for people that are there right now and so much more. On the beach right now, there have been people that have had to close down because their casita is crushing in on them. Their casita is leaking. The cement they cannot restore because of all the different rainstorms. All the cement breathes again and it opens up and it closes. And when it does that, it tends to crack. And then, it starts to smell, and roofs, they start to fall in. And a lot of business owners on Playa Sosua cannot afford to restore that. And a lot of them had to leave their casitas. And there's other casitas available, but some of them are more expensive, so there's so many other factors. Now, when it comes to the drug action, you guys are cool with that. I know on Facebook, David Collado said that it has to do with the drugs, but I mean, if you're not into that world, you're not going to see it. I don't. I'm from the hood and I know what that world is all about. But I'm not in that world, entrenched in that world. And I live in Los Charamicos, where most of the dealers live and where most of the people who are liking that world come to buy it. I don't even see it at all. I come home and I do my thing. And sometimes, like I said, I'll be in Bate till like 1 o'clock in the morning if I'm hanging out somewhere. Not very often. I don't really go out late at night all the time. But if I am out somewhere late at night, I'm not just out for like a couple hours and coming in at 6 o'clock. I like to go out and see people and have a couple of drinks and chill out, especially at one of my favorite places that I love to go to now, where Brooklyn at. I like to go there, and I'm not really a smoker, but I'll have like a cigar, these lady cigars that he has there. And when I show up, he'll give me a cigar and I'll have a drink, and I love it. The music is great. But then at nighttime when I'm coming home, I don't have a vehicle. And again, I have to get on a motoconcho. And if it's raining, that is a recipe for disaster. Friday that just passed, I was supposed to go to where Brooklyn at and hang out there and do a commercial for my television show, because Lee, the owner of where Brooklyn at, is advertising with Living Good, my television show. And I told him I'm going to come there. It's DJ Friday night. And I invited some people there. And I was like, come on, guys, let's all get together. And, I'll get everyone in the commercial. And it was supposed to be like a really good time. But it started to rain. And knowing that there's tropical storm coming in, I didn't want to push my fortune. I was like, you know what? No, I'm good. There's always another day, because I'm on motoconcho and I know that I can walk across the beach during the day, but on my way home, there's no lighting. It's not safe. I will have to take a motoconcho, and then of course it's not even safe with the rain. So these are all things that are going to change when Playa Sosua is revamped. And on top of it, the girls. That is the big elephant in the room. That's what I think a lot of guys are talking about. Even the guys that don't come here for the girls. A lot of them are like, well, Cerise, I don't really go there for the girls, but like, I can't help but notice that they do bring in money. What a lot of guys will say to me. And other guys will say, I don't deal with the girls, but I like to see them walk by. They're good eye candy. It makes Sosua very unique. And I don't think that's going to change. I was watching a documentary the other day on Iran, 1,000 years old, okay? And America tried to go in there and colonize them. Sorry, Americans. Sorry, politicians. I'm not putting you guys down in America just because I'm Canadian. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, so many times America has tried to go in there for a very long time and tried to colonize these people. They are entrenched in their culture, their traditions. They have their ideologies. Exactly who they are is exactly who they're going to be. Sometimes they might go back and forth from wearing hijabs to not wearing anything. What they do is their business, but they're always going to have their Islamic ways. Always. They're not just going to become Christian overnight like that. It's just impossible, And the same thing here when it comes to the girls. Sosua is known to be the playground for that factor. And I don't think that's going to change. I don't think so, because the only thing that's going to happen, actually, I was speaking to a friend named Douglas the other day, and both of us agreed on WhatsApp. He's like, Cerise, money is only going to bring more women. More money brings more people. That's only logical. So when we really look at that, they are creating breeding grounds to bringing in more women. I'm going to check the comments right now. Don't go anywhere. The reason why I'm going to check the comments is because I did a live to air the other day when I was on the beach, and some jerk, yes, I said jerk. I really want to say the ASS whole word, was on here, and he was like, oh, Cerise, you found me a 15-year-old. And I know it was another vlogger. Don't worry about that. But I know who it was, and he was just trying to say certain things. But I don't find anyone women. A lot of you guys know that when you contact me and you ask me for a woman, Cerise, can you do this? The only woman I'll set you up with is my friend Elsa, because she needs a boyfriend. That's the only woman that I'll set you up with. So let's see here. Nope, no more comments. But if you guys have any comments, just write them here. So yeah, I do want to say that when it does come to, the women, they're beautiful. They're making their money. And a lot of them lately have been asking me what I think. Mm. Because I do Diary of a Working Girl. By the way, guys, I have this Diary of a Working Girl coming out Wednesday. She's a woman from Atlanta. Diary of a Working Girl is doing so well right now that I have international prostitutes contacting me with their stories. And I'm like, what? This is amazing. And not only that, I've taken a lot of your requests, and a lot of you guys have asked me to create a separate channel and just for story time only. And I was so pumped to do it, and I did it, and it's called The Dark Side of Lust. And I'm going to be putting stories out every single day. And some of them are really crazy. But I've already put out, I think, 4 of them in the last 2 days. So they're going to be coming out every single day, maybe even 2 a day. So if you guys like that type of thing, you like story time, please go over to that channel. I'm going to link it down below when I'm done. And then you guys can subscribe. I already have like 16 subscribers on there. So I just want to say thank you for all of you guys that have already subscribed. Thank you for watching. It's been amazing. That channel had just started and I'm already pumped about that. So now again, with the working girls here, you know, the only thing is that they will probably get more sophisticated, you know, way more sophisticated. I cannot for the life of me see that they're going to leave. They're going to go to David's sports complex up there by Envy. They're going to go to Envy more, and they're just going to be in gated areas a lot more, which is probably more logical anyway and fair for them anyway, because there's way too many people that just come and video them, and these ladies are vulnerable, you know. But when they are in gated areas, I think sometimes I don't know, in my opinion, it may be better for them, you know, and also logical for Sosua as well. With the girls walking around late at night, sometimes the police, they chase them and pick them up. And the police are getting very serious right now. I heard that the other day the police were on Pedro Clisante and they were just clearing it out. The other day, there's a guy that lives in my building, and I got him an apartment here. He lives across the hall from me. He's American, but he's Haitian American. He came home from the beach. He dropped his stuff off. I guess he just put on some comfortable clothing, and then he went out to go grab himself a bite to eat. He didn't take his identification with him, and the police picked him up and put him in jail. And he said to them, like, no, like, I'm in these apartments over here. It's the Gringo apartment building. Like, let me go get my identification. And they were like, no. And they said, no, you don't have your identification on you? Jail. He does location. And he speaks American. He speaks very little Creole. But he does location. I never realized he was Haitian. He had to tell me like 3 times that he's Haitian. I forgot. The 3rd time, he's like, Cerise, I told you twice before I'm Haitian, because we were just talking, right? But now, I mean, it's in my head now because I've seen him talking with the Haitians outside, and he speaks Creole. I've heard him speak Creole to Wowo right here, my friend here, my guy who's cleaning my house. As Wowo takes care of him as well. Wowo goes and he gets our propane for our apartments and stuff like that and everything, right? So it didn't really click in my head that this guy, this neighbor who I got the apartment for, was Creole until I started hearing him speak it. And so anyway, he got arrested, and he contacted me and he's like, hey, and I saw the message, and he had his phone as he was in jail, and he's like, you know, his friend was coming here to get his passport out of his apartment, and I had to send him phone numbers for police officers, 2 police officers. I'm like, contact this police officer. And he's like, I already did. He's not on duty. And I'm like, okay, contact this guy. This guy's one of the head guys, you know. And he's like, okay. Finally, he got out. No problem. They let him out. No problem at all. But because they thought he was an undocumented Haitian, he's Haitian, and they could see it in his face, I guess. Right? And because some Haitians, they look Haitian. And some Dominicans look Dominican, right? I know that sounds horrible to say because that's not always true, like it's just not always true. Sometimes I'm walking the street and some guys are like, "Are you Dominican?" They think I'm Dominican from Santiago, even though I'm very fair skinned. Sometimes I'll put up videos of myself, like on TikTok or, on Facebook or whatever, and I'll get a lot of private messages from Dominicans saying that I look like their cousins or their aunties or their sisters or their mothers, stuff of that nature. But that's because I'm mulata, I'm mixed, I'm biracial. So I have those round features and then of course my hair, and I'm here in the Dominican Republic. So they probably think that I'm Dominican and they're questioning it because they also notice that I'm different, right? So we all have a certain look to us. And that's really what happened. And so they're cracking down on Haitians as well, undocumented Haitians, and it's very, very dangerous right now, for those people, for women and for working women and for undocumented Haitians, and also for anyone that's, not fitting the average tourist card. Okay, so I do know that the changes are coming, and I do know that they are in the midst of it right now. And I also got a good vibe that Playa Sosua is going to go through a lot of changes. And they're going to be beautiful changes, for tourism. And of course, it's for money as well. Of course, it's for money. But not only that, Playa Sosua does need a makeover. Okay, it's old. It's so old. And anyone that's old, even if it's an old car, you want to put an engine in it, and a woman like that's in her 65, 70 wants to go for a facelift. Somebody wants to fix themselves up if they feel like me. You guys know I'm on that, fat to fit to 50 thing. And when we start feeling like we are not at our top notch, we want a change. We want a makeover. And we do it so we can feel better, so we can look better. And not only that, some of us do it because we want to get more love, right? Like, me at this size, I don't want to date. I have a lot of guys contact me all the time. Oh, can I take you out for dinner? Or when I'm in town, I'd love to take you out for a drink. And I'm always like, no, only for business. And that is only because I don't feel comfortable dating at this size that I'm at. I'm not used to being this big, and I feel uncomfortable with myself. But and I don't know what man would feel comfortable with me when I am not at my best, So I do also feel uncomfortable dating a man that would take me at not my best, So I'm very critical that way. And so I do understand the whole entire makeover of a beach. I'm a human being and I feel that way about myself. If there's a beach or a house or a condo, an apartment, everything needs refurbishing. A car, everything needs refurbishing at some point, So a lot of people are like, oh, this is the end of Playa Sosua. And it's not. It's the brand new beginning for Playa Sosua. And then some people are like, oh, these people are so poor and they're not going to get anything. That's not true. They are now being given the opportunity to be in first world circumstances. Okay, not developing. This is a developing country. It's not third world, right? But it's developing. And if it's developing, then that means things need to be developed. And Playa Sosua is in those developing stages. And when things start to develop, that means everything around it starts to develop. Everything. Like myself, when I was a young girl, you start feeling your breasts grow, your breasts start to hurt, they're developing, your period, sorry, I can only speak about a girl. Period starts to come. I start to develop into a woman, and then I become a woman. And that's exactly what's happening in this country. This country is developing. It's becoming more of what it's supposed to be. And that can only be good for the people. The money's going to come in. The people will get jobs. The people will get paid more. There are people on Playa Sosua that only get paid 400 pesos a day. Do you know how much 400 pesos a day is? $8 for an 8-hour shift. Yeah. So that's going to be changed, and big time, because that's already being changed. The government president was already talking about that in the news, that minimum wage is going to be developed. Also, on my talk show, Tailor Made Dreams, when he was giving the news on there, which he's going to be coming back on my show, by the way, guys, every few weeks. He's going to come on and tell the news as well. But when he was talking to us, he even said that domestic care workers are going to have more rights. Those are people that are maids. They're going to start having rights as well. Those maids are not just going to be getting, some of them, they go and they work in someone's house and they clean all their dishes, they clean all their clothes, they clean all the floors, and they only get 1,000 pesos. For a whole entire day of work, 1,000 pesos is 20 bucks. Now, you guys know, if you're a cleaner or if you have hired maids where you're at, it's not 1,000 pesos. It's not 20 bucks for the whole entire day. You know what I'm saying? I have someone here cleaning my floors today and my bathroom. I put him on just when I first started the video, right? Whoa, whoa. And here's his money right here. Watch. He doesn't know, but he's getting 2,000 pesos when he's finished cleaning. And he's my buddy. And he takes care of the whole building. And, some people will pay him like $3, 300 pesos, which is 6 bucks to do that. Excuse me. You can see that when he came to talk on my camera, he's soaking wet. He has 2 bathrooms to clean today. My whole entire kitchen, my whole entire living room. He's already cleaned my bedroom, and it smells so good. You know what I mean? And I want to pay it forward. It's not a daily rate that I pay. He doesn't clean my place every day. I'm not a nasty person. I do all my daily cleaning anyway, but I like to get a thorough cleaning. And I'm giving him 2,000 pesos. That's unheard of here. I have a friend that has a villa, okay? A 3-bedroom villa, 2 stories, and also a pool area. And this woman pays a maid 1,000 pesos. Now, this woman has the maid come 3 times a week. So that's 3,000 pesos a week. And that's pretty good. That's 60 bucks a week for somebody, and that's pretty good money for somebody to get here. Could you imagine? Imagine. Some of you make 60 bucks an hour. Imagine making 60 bucks a week and you're working 8 times 3, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, and that's what you're getting. That doesn't make me feel comfortable. When I first came here, I didn't feel comfortable with that. I felt very uncomfortable, and it was unbelievable for me, and I fought against it for a while. And then I actually took on that same mentality. But then I reverted back again because I was like, okay, there's got to be a middle ground, So I go back and forth. So for instance, a moto concho from Los Charamicos to Bate, if I don't want to walk on the beach, because let's say I'm busy and I don't want to walk along the beach, it's daytime, I can walk along the beach, but I don't want to get sand in my shoes. Maybe I'm wearing heels. I have a business meeting. Maybe I'm running late or whatever. So I'll take a moto concho from here. It usually costs 50 pesos for the locos. I will pay 100 pesos. I'll pay $2 as opposed to 50 pesos. Okay? 50 pesos is like $1. I will pay 100 pesos, and every moto concho knows that. When I walk out into the street and I step out in the street, I'm like royalty, because right away they're like, hey, hey, hey. Well, they do that to everyone anyway. So anyone that wants a moto, they'll be like, moto, moto, moto. But they always know that they're going to get 100 pesos from me. They always know that. And then it's the same price when I come back home, even at nighttime, 100 pesos. So this is what I'm saying. We have to pay it forward when we can. I never want to be that type of person that just gives someone $8 to do something that I know if I was in Toronto would cost me like quadruple that or even 10 times that, you know, like $80. I'm not going to just be happy with the $8 and be like, yeah, you know, because that's a human being. And so these are the things that are changing here. And yes, it has already been reflected in the rent. It has already been reflected in the sales. It has because, you know, it just has. And those are other things where I'm like, for you guys coming here, I know the other end of the stick is a lot of you guys are coming here to save money. And this is your place to come and save money. And you're like, wow, 2 years ago when you came here, you were paying $300 for a studio apartment. And now that same studio apartment is $550 a month, American dollars. And you're like, whoa, doesn't feel good. And it certainly doesn't feel good to me because some people are actually accusing me of putting a topper up there for myself. And I don't do that because there are people that are doing it and like there'll be a place for like $300 and they'll charge you $700 for it. Right? And they know full well that it's $550 now, but they will put like hundreds and hundreds on top of it if they have that choice. So, and it's foreigners that are doing it. Speaking of apartments right now, I just want to digress. I have 2 apartments available right here in Los Charamicos, 2 houses. I have a 1-bedroom apartment overlooking the beach and it's going for $500 a month. I got my hands on it and I'm so happy. If you get it for 6 months or more, then they will get it. They will give you a good deal. I also have another one right now, 2-bedroom, and it is facing the beach, Playa Sosua, and it is 700. If you get it for 6 months or more, they will give you a good deal. And it's beautiful, right? It's great. So if you're looking for an apartment right here close to the beach, walk to the beach, it's great. I also have access to a 3-bedroom overlooking the beach as well, just down the street here. I'm not sure how much that's going for, but it just got put on the market for rent. All here in Los Charamicos. I'm bringing people here. Los Charamicos, for those of you, like I said, I'm going to digress just for a second. Please be patient with me. For those of you who don't know, Los Charamicos was the first Bate, was the first Sosua. This is where the first disco was. This is where everything used to be. And people tell me the stories and they show me the photos and I'm like, wow, and it's beautiful. So why can't we have both areas be pumping and banging? Especially now with the beach that's going to be open 24 hours, electricity and security on the beach. You guys are not just going to be staying in Bate. You guys are going to feel comfortable staying here in Los Charamicos because, why? Number one, you can walk along the beach 24/7 now that there's going to be electricity and guards. Not only that, you guys are going to realize that there's going to be more businesses opening up. Speaking of electricity, it's going to be like a vibration and it's going to go like a domino effect straight across the beach, straight here to Los Charamicos. And things that are dead and from yesterday, speaking of yesteryears, they are now going to reopen. I have goosebumps. The beauty of what's going to be happening here is going to be phenomenal. Yes, there's going to be certain prices that are going to go up, and that's just the way of life. You know, Toronto itself, I have clients that are telling me that they can't even buy a place there under $1 million. When I left, some of my clients were buying at around 600,000 for a nice home. 4 years later, $1 million for these little cookie cutter homes? I wouldn't even buy one. I wouldn't even do it. I told them, don't even do it. Leave Canada and come here. That's it. Most of these people are working online too. Look, come here and buy yourself a place. Sit by the beach and go to the riverside and get your own private pool. For $199,000, I can get you a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, private pool, gated community, concierge at the front, in a villa, in a house, not a condo, for $199,000. Come on, brand new, not even built yet. And these people are spending $1 million on somebody else's place. It's like buying secondhand shoes in Toronto. And they're small. And not only that, they're just overpriced. It doesn't make sense. So that's why the housing market is now going to crash in Canada and stuff of that nature. But here, even though the prices are going up, they're still reasonable. So if you are a person that wants to get in on the boom that's going to be happening here with Playa Sosua growing, then contact me. I do relocation counseling, and I can sit down. Salud! De nada! And I can sit down with you in person, or I can talk to you on the phone. We can do a half an hour consultation or an hour, and I can let you know exactly what is happening in what area. If you decide to rent in the countryside, if you decide to rent in the mountains, like the hilly area, or if you decide to rent in the city area or by the beach. Every single area represents something completely different. Like, for instance, La Mulata, for me, when I think of La Mulata, I think of hilly, right? Villas, all private, like with their own little gates, not gated community, but with their own little gates, and family. That's what I think about La Mulata. There's a school there, there's called models there, it's just all really private homes. And then, Casa Linda presents something different. It's a gated community. And then, when I think about Playa Sosua, I think about Bate and here. There's just all these different areas. When I think of Puerto Plata city, I think of city because there's a McDonald's there, there's a Pizza Hut there, there's a Burger King there, there's the Malecon, there's like Jumbo, which is like Walmart. So there's all these different things. But here, for instance, right now, I got my hands on just recently something, $115,000, and I'm putting it up this Tuesday. I might put it up tomorrow. You guys know, if you guys don't know, lately I've been putting up shorts and then longer versions of that apartment. So if I have an apartment, I'll do a short. That's like a 50-second video, because YouTube likes these shorts now, and so does Facebook like these shorts now, and so does Instagram. And it's an easy way to market, and it's just an easy way to get the information out there quickly for those of you who don't want to watch a longer video. So I make those with an apartment, and I just say the basics that need to be said, the stuff that you can get in your head, and if you're interested, you'll contact me. But then I make a longer version of that same video, and I'm usually about 8 minutes long, and I talk about everything. Sometimes I repeat myself from other videos, and all I do is I talk about the area that it's in, I talk about what you can get in that area, I talk about how much you can rent it out for, if you want it as a turnkey business. I talk about like how you can get on buses, how you can get around, what it's located close to, and stuff of that nature. So lately I've been doing the short version and the long version. So tomorrow I'll put out the short version of the one for $115,000. It's beautiful. It's located on the 2 top floors. Okay, and so you have like one floor, it's 2-bedroom, and then on the next floor you have like a terrace, but then it goes to the rooftop as well. It's beautiful, it's large, it's gigantic. So I'm going to put out the short version tomorrow. But Tuesdays and Thursdays are my day to put out real estate, relocation videos as well, and tourism and travel videos. So think T and T Thursday, T Tuesday. Just think travel, tourism. Those are the days that I put out that stuff. But then of course I have the relationship videos and the diary videos, and I put those out Wednesday and Saturday. Friday, I was doing the fitness Friday, and it some days they're good, some days they're not, it depends on what you guys are into. But this Friday I didn't put out one. I put out one on the beach. Mondays I put out stuff about the mind, mindful Mondays, meditation Mondays. And so tomorrow I'm going to be putting out something about the mind. And of course, I'm a soul coach. So those are my favorite videos to do. Some of my favorite videos to do, aside from story time. Well, all my videos are favorite to do. Anyway, guys, I do want to say that it's important for you guys to get yourself settled and understand what is happening here, Playa Sosua. It's a very positive situation happening for the locals, a very positive situation happening for the tourists, a very positive situation happening in general. So don't be worried for the people on the beach. They're going to benefit big time. Right now, when you go to a casita, okay, the prices are like reflected. Like the prices are more than they are in Bate or Charamicos. The prices on the beach, some places. I mean, you can go to Treehouse and get yourself Plato del Dia for 250 pesos in the daytime. And it's the plate of the day, right? And usually it's like chicken or something, chicken and rice and salad and beans. And it's really delicious for $5, 250 pesos, under $5. And that's a really good deal. I mean, for 250 pesos, but you can come right here. And this is not a comparison because the food at Treehouse is amazing. Wonderful service. I love the service at Treehouse. You know what I'm actually going to do too? I have a video the other day that I did with Sherman from Treehouse. They're a brand. They're not just a restaurant. But I'm going to put up a video that I did with his daughter and also one of their regulars there, Tim Rice. And I'm going to put that video up tomorrow too, another short. So please watch that short too. I'm going to put 2 shorts up. For those of you who don't know what shorts are, they are short videos. They're not over a minute long. They're called shorts on YouTube. So they're called reels on Facebook. And they're called reels on Instagram. So anyway, I'm going to put up that short tomorrow as well. I'm going to put up the short of Treehouse and I'm going to put the short up of the new property. Now, you can come here to to Los Charamicos, and you can get that same meal that you can get on the beach. Now, Treehouse is less expensive than the rest of them on the beach when it comes to Plato del Dia, because a lot of places on the beach will charge 300 pesos for it, $6. But Treehouse is very reasonable for being on the beach. You guys know anywhere around the world, beaches are always more expensive. But here in Los Charamicos, you can get it for like 150 pesos. So like 100 pesos cheaper. But a lot of you guys don't want to come here to do it because you guys don't know about Los Charamicos. It's the local area. You guys don't speak Spanish. You guys don't know your way around this neighborhood. And you're just like, no, I'll just stay in the tourist area. Okay, so just to let you know that a lot of you guys go on the beach for that reason. But now there's going to be so many options on the beach. And there's going to be some people telling you that it's not going to happen. That's a lie. They don't even know what they're talking about. Either they don't know about business, they don't know about commerce, they don't know about evolution, they don't know about things moving, right? Anyone that's telling you that it's not going to happen doesn't understand, or maybe they're afraid of the change. Maybe they own a restaurant and they're afraid that they're going to be affected negatively by the changes. But I can't see any of that happening. I mean, you can take so many restaurants. For instance, one of my favorite restaurants that I like to sit at on Wednesdays before I go to my talk show is Toscana Astoria. Osteria Toscana, I think it's called, or Toscana. It's Osteria Toscana or Toscana Osteria. It's an Italian restaurant. They have great pizza. I just sit right there in the window. A lot of you guys have walked by and you see me sitting there. I've met a lot of my viewers there, and it's amazing because I get to relate to a lot of you guys, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. It really is for me. And I purposely sit there a couple of hours before I do my show so I can meet you guys. You know, this Wednesday, I'm actually going to have on my show Aramo, a viewer. So you guys tune in. You can watch my show live on Facebook. And I'm going to be putting that live link on my Facebook. And I'll also put it down here below. Wednesday, you guys can watch it at 7 o'clock live on Facebook. So I go to that restaurant. So now let's take that restaurant, for example. It's on the corner before you go down to the beach. Right now, they get on and off business. You know, sometimes they're busy, sometimes they're not. I think they're going to keep busy. Even if there is an Italian restaurant that opens up on the beach, I just can't see that people will forget about them. They have a good reputation already and they're great. I don't think it's going to hurt their business. And I don't think it's going to make their business either, but I do think that they will continue on business. Now, the guy owns that land. But then right across from that, there's another plaza, Beachway Plaza. And there's a couple of restaurants in there. And I think in the future, they will be torn down. I think in the future, they will be affected because once the beach gets all renovated, people are going to go up that hill and they're going to go to the different places and they're going to offer people money for more condos, right? Because of course, condos are the way to go. That's been happening for the last, 40 years, 50 years. Condos are just what people want. And so now when you think about a beach condo right there on that corner by Toscana Osteria, Beachway Plaza is right at the corner. And any plaza, any condo that is built there is going to get a beautiful view of the beach. And not only that beach, but the whole entire coastline of Bate. Okay, so that's probably in about another 5 years maybe, right? I think that will change. If you guys know where Beachway Plaza is. But I can't see any of the restaurants right now in Beachway Plaza being affected negatively. I think that what they have to offer is going to continue. Like for instance, at the beginning of Beachway Plaza across from Playero area, there's two Canadian restaurants. There's a Canadian restaurant and then there's a Canadian bar, right? Canadians will continue to go there for their karaoke and just for their, camaraderie. And that's just what it is. You have flip-flop in that plaza as well, right? Everyone's still going to go there for their wings. Everyone's going to still go there for their cold beer. And there's that U.S. American men camaraderie. They're going to go there for their NFL. They're going to continue to go to the places that they're familiar with. Again, remember what I told you about Iran. Iran has their 1,000-year traditions. People automatically continue with those traditions. People are not going to give up on certain things just because there's something brand new. I do. I like to go around and figure out things and see this and see that. But I generally go back to what I feel comfortable at. You know what I mean? Even hair color. I was born a redhead, hence the reason why my name is Cerise. But, sometimes I'll dye my hair darker blonde. Sometimes I'll go to the brown. And then I always go back to what I like. I like the blonde, so I always go back to it. We are human beings. We vibe to what we like. So I don't think any of those places are going to suffer. I hope they don't. I can't see them. I'm usually pretty good with my intuition. But again, Beachway Plaza, where those Canadian restaurants are, where Flip Flop is and everything, I think they're pretty safe. They offer good food. Those restaurants there, they offer good service. They are constants in the area there. It's a constant. You know that when you walk by, there's always a certain amount of what you expect is going to be there. The familiarity is what people like, especially in a transient town like this. When people come once a year, they like to go by certain places that are always there. It makes them feel good. It makes them feel nice. They go back and they get that same type of something that they like to eat, And I think that will still stay the same. I don't think that the changes on Playa Sosua are going to destroy the rest of Sosua. I think it's only going to enhance it a lot more. Hopefully, some of those places will be able to get little franchises down on the beach, you know? Hopefully, anyway. Let me see if I have any messages here. I'm just running my mouth off. No, I don't have any messages here, guys. I have the same ones from before. If you guys can hear me, let me know. But I do want to say that that's my prediction, and continue to come to Sosua. Don't be afraid that it's going to change, and don't be afraid that your investments are not going to be good. Get invested now while you can, and love where we are at. Love your favorite place to come to. It's going to only get better. And again, the restaurants will only get better too. Even though the beach will be open 24 hours, it doesn't mean all those restaurants are going to be open 24 hours. I'm looking forward to being on the beach and, you know, being on the beach and seeing a couple of concerts. I think we're going to have some concerts, really nice music artists that come, you know, some maybe comedy that comes. Imagine Joe Coy coming here and doing like a comedy show. That would be so awesome. We're getting to that soon. And not only that, there's going to be so many people that don't want to be on the beach at night. I mean, we have Cabarete, for instance. Cabarete is a beach that is pretty much 24 hours. And I don't have any desire to go there to those places at nighttime because of the sand. I know. It's just, I like, if I'm going out somewhere, I don't want sand in my feet. You know, if I'm going out dancing somewhere, unless I'm planning on getting my drink on and I'm going to take my shoes off and I'm going to dance in the sand, because I'm known to do that too, right? Have a good old time, even all on my own, right? But all I'm saying is, if I'm going to go out somewhere, I like to go out somewhere, right? So I'm not going to be all up on the beach all the time either. I want to go into the town too and enjoy myself. So I'm going to encourage all of you guys to do the same thing. Just know that there's going to be a lot of changes, but the changes are going to be positive, and I don't think that it's going to tear down any restaurants or any businesses. I think it's only going to help to build them up. And again, the ones that you guys already love and already cherish and you already are familiar with, they're only going to get stronger. I know a couple of people that are worried down by the beach. I've heard also a couple of people, you know, speak about, oh, this person's restaurant's going to be destroyed, that person's restaurant's going to be, you know, no more, and everything like that. And I disagree with it on a fundamental level, just because very rare if a restaurant is doing okay right now and they already are existing with their same customers and they already are doing everything that's the same, as long as they don't change. As long as they don't try to go above and beyond. You know how you have some places that are like, oh my gosh, now I need to compete. And then they compete and they spend all their money and compete, and they change so much that they're no longer familiar to their locals or to their regulars, right? As long as restaurants keep their same menus, their same even Steven mentality, and they keep bringing in the same people that love them, everyone's going to be like that television show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Huh? Tu terminado? Oh, okay. Come, ven aquí por un momento. Hablo con mi gentes.
Hola.
Hola.
Yo también no trabajo.
Hey, terminado.
Limpiado muy bien.
Sí.
Magnífico.
Y yo chequeo más tarde.
Ok.
Este es para ti. Yo sé.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Sí,
De
sí.
nada.
Sí, gracias.
Ok. Pasa buen tarde. Tú puedes. Lo quiero mi.
Pues.
Ok. Gracias.
Sí, también ven. Tú no, pero ven a ver, ven a ver. Venga, ching, okay.
Oh, he asked me to go look a little bit. I don't need, yo no necesito. Yo sé tú limpia.
Okay.
Bueno.
Sí.
Yo sé.
Gracias.
Ok. De nada. Noche, do you want to come say hi to everyone? Come say hi. Come on up. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Un, dos, tres. Oh, there we go. Say hi to everyone. Look, look, look. Look at Noche. Look at Noche. Mira. There's Noche. Oh, oh, there's the beautiful girl. Oh, I love you so much. You want to sit with Mom? I'm almost finished. You can sit with me. So, yes, I just paid him 2,000 pesos. The going rate is 1,000 pesos, but that's going to, it's going to get me a lot of more respect, because I'm not what they call, I think it's tocaña or tocaña, I think it's called. It means cheap. When you see a Dominican or a Haitian after you walk by them and you paid them for something, if they look at their friend and they go, they're calling you cheap. And I don't like that. I never want anyone to do that when I walk away, because if they're calling you cheap, especially when they're making 400 pesos a day, which is only $8 a day, and they're calling you cheap, and they don't know exactly what income people usually make, then that means you're being cheap. So always pay it forward. You may not have it to pay forward. That 2,000 pesos that I just gave him is $40. He just cleaned my whole entire apartment. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, my terrace, my bedroom smells so good, amazing. And everything's going to sparkle for a few days. That $40, that 2,000 pesos, if I went outside, imagine if I go for a night on the town, I'm going to spend that on, drinks for other people for no reason. But I can spend that and pay it forward. And I do want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. And if you can't do it, that's fine. It's not that we can always do it. It's just that we should always at least do a little something extra. Okay? What else? I think that's about it, guys. The changes are coming. I'm going to keep you guys updated. I'm going to keep you guys abreast on every single thing that's happening. And I do want you guys to know that there's no more second guessing. Okay? A lot of you guys were second guessing. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? A lot of you guys were like, no, it can't happen. They keep saying that and it never does. Now that's all put to rest. You guys can just put that all to rest now. I've been telling you that it's going to happen, and now it's about to happen. Now the questions are when. And again, it only comes to prediction. And I have a few people that talk to me, obviously a few politicians, because I have a talk show, and a few people will contact me privately, and I do get a little bit of inside information from time to time, but I can't talk about that because sometimes that even changes up, and I don't want to even talk about what they're saying to me, because I don't want to say what they're saying, because I don't want to do that either. I don't want to betray their trust, So I was going to say a long time ago, but a few months ago, like in June, when I made a video, I think it was June, I was telling you guys that the changes are going to happen, and then I predicted that it would start happening in September, when people were going to go back to school, right? Because that's just before high season. High season's November, and it's just after the summer. We do have summer here, right? Summer vacation. And that was my prediction. And now, the other day, when they did close down Playa Sosua for 8 hours, they put a whole bunch of wood over here in Los Charamicos, so they can start closing things off. And they already closed some stuff off anyway. Like there's a whole big zinc fence. You can't even see in it. I've tried to put my camera over it just to see what's going on there, but I don't want to get in trouble. And it's none of my business. I really shouldn't. But maybe some of you guys that have a drone, you might want to push that, but I don't think you really should. You don't want to bring attention to yourself. And it's really not worth it either, because they are closed mouth. They are zipped up. And I'm someone that can usually get a little information out of people. But when I walk by those workmen, because there's workmen, And whenever I walk by certain workmen down in that area, which is just like a hop, skip, and a jump away from my apartment, right? I ask them and they're like, no, nope. They're like, mm-mm. I'm like, what's going on here? And they're like, construction. Like construction, that's it. And I'm like, seriously, can you just show me some of the blueprints? Because there's always these books or whatever when they are building on that day. No. Like, so they're just quiet. And this is across the street right now, across from Playa Sosua. And some people are saying that that is a totally different construction project. And some people it is the old mayor's construction project. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even want to say her name because she lives in Los Charamicos. So I don't even want to say her name because I don't want to talk out of place. Okay. But I do want to say this. There are supplies that have just been put on Playa Sosua for construction near the Los Charamicos end where I live. And I did predict that the construction would start on this end first, not because locals are preferred, but because it's the time of year that it's high season. And at the other end of the beach is more tourism. So they're not going to close off that part first because tourists have to get in and out and people want to come and be on the beach. So my suggestion to you guys is to continue to come. Don't worry. But my prediction is that they're going to do things in increments. There's going to be 3 plazas, so they'll probably just put them up in increments. Are all the plazas going to be the same? Are they all going to be shaped the same? Probably not, but we really don't know. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much for joining. Take a moment to subscribe. Take a moment to hit that like button. Ooh, the electricity just went out. See that? That's another thing that they have to fix here too. Did you guys just see the electricity go out? Of course, because the light ring went out. You know what? That's another thing that they have to fix here in the Dominican Republic too. And that's another thing that they are fixing here in Charamicos. The lot of the electrical lines are just what's the word I'm looking for? Damaged. They need to be refurbished as well. And it has been a lot of rain for the last couple of days because of the tropical storm that's supposed to be coming through tomorrow. It's supposed to be coming to the capital, but it has been raining here for 2 days. 2 days it has been raining here for. And it has been a lot of rain. And so now the electricity just went out because there's a lot of water hitting those lines. That's one thing. And I don't have an inverter here, what they call an inverter, but you guys in English, you call it inverter, right? So the reason why my internet didn't go out is because I bought internet for my data on my cell phone beforehand. So that's why the internet didn't go out. But you can see that the electricity went out. I don't know how long it's going to be out for. It's still daytime. I have battery in my cell phone, and because I topped up on my data, I'll be able to use my cell phones today. And just in case the electricity is not back on until 7, 8 o'clock tonight. But it's okay because sometimes I like it. I like it raw. Sometimes I like it. I never thought I would like that, something like that. Like when the first time when it happened here, when I was in the Dominican Republic, I was here for like, I don't know, 2 months, and the electricity went out and I was like, oh my gosh. I was so shocked. I thought something bad was happening. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was worried about my family, worried about my kids, and I had a boyfriend at the time named Gino. Some of you guys know Gino. And I looked at him like, Gino, what's going on? And he's like, it's the loose. And I'm like, what's going on with the loose? And he's like, it goes out like once a month on Tuesdays. And he told me it goes out from like 10 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it was a Tuesday. And this was 4 years ago. It doesn't do that any longer. Like there are no routine stuff any longer here. But there is something that happens when it rains. And when it rains, my electricity goes out here. I live in the hood. I live in the Dominican area. You guys that are going to be getting places in like Batay, it might not happen to you. Most of the places in Batay, like for instance, a lot of the Airbnbs, they have 24-hour electricity. And that's all you have to ask for. When you're getting a place from me or when you're getting a place on Airbnb, all you have to do is ask, does it have 24-hour electricity? And we all know what that means here. It just means that there's an inverter, a backup generator that will automatically turn on when the electricity goes off. And it's nothing big. It really isn't anything big. During that time, if you don't have one, and you're not a person that relies on the internet for work, and you are a reader, then enjoy. Look at this, what I have here. And not only here, like in my living room too. I have these books right here to catch up on. These are like big novels, right? Daniel Steele, you know. Oh, the electricity just went back on again. There we go. Let me show you. There we go. There we go. And then there was light. All of a sudden, I forgot about those books that I have to catch up on. So that's what it's all about. There we go. I'm going to chill out for the rest of the day. I'm glad that you guys could experience that with me and that you guys could see what it's like to have the electricity go out. And it only went out for a minute. You can't really, huff and puff and all that stuff about it. Get your books, bring your books down with you, especially if it's daytime. You can go out on your patio, you can go out on your veranda, on your terrace, on your balcony. Get yourself a nice drink, and if you like cigars or whatever it is that you do, whatever floats your boat, sit back and enjoy life. Or just get your cell phone, make sure you have some type of a data backup. If you are a person that has a Dominican number, you can just go buy data and then you have your internet while you're sitting down. But because I live here in the Dominican Republic, I have access to my data all the time. But if you're a person that comes here and you're only, visiting and you only have Wi-Fi from your Wi-Fi in your apartment, when the electricity goes out, you will lose your Wi-Fi. But again, just open up your phone or catch up on some messages on WhatsApp or, meditate. Meditate. I love meditating. Okay, guys, I love you so much. I'm going to be bringing out more photos of Playa Sosua. I'm going to be bringing out more information as it comes along. The construction is going to be starting very, 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 very soon. I don't speculate that it's going to take long for this to happen. A lot of people are like, oh, it's the Dominican Republic. It's probably going to take a while. No, it won't. For two reasons. It's Playa Sosua and it's money. Like number one destination in the Caribbean, the Dominican Republic is, and then Sosua is one of the number one destinations in the Dominican Republic, which means Sosua is one of the number one destinations in the Caribbean when you break it right down. So no, they're not going to take their time building anything. Two, the reason why they wouldn't take their time building anything is the second reason, and I think one of equally, actually not one of the most important, but equally important point is the president only has another year and a half to build this and get re-voted back in. Because remember, we have a democracy here and they only get 4 years for each term. Okay, so right now he's in his second term as of August that just passed. So, some of you might say, well, that's just 2 years, then he has 2 years left. But no, because you guys know that people start campaigning for the new president at least 6 months before, right? Americans, you know that. Canadians, you know that. In a democracy, we start campaigning at least 6 months before that. So that means Luis Abinader, the president right now, only has a year and a half left. So that means that he needs to get everything built on Playa Sosua. He needs to have it operating. He needs to have it bringing in money, and he needs to have people getting food, locals, and also the dignitaries. And you have to also remember too, that a lot of the locals, just like in America and Canada, the people that are, you know, don't make much money and don't have a lot of education, and, you know, don't own businesses, they work 9 to 5s, a lot of them don't vote. And people that vote are usually politicians, highly educated people, and people that own businesses. And if things are turning out in their favor, then they're going to bring in the person that just made everything bam for them. So that's what this president is doing. He is going to make sure that it's a win-win situation. Like I said in my last live to air, people are getting fed out in the countryside now. He's out there making sure that wherever there's floods, that there's a drainage system, and also for them to be able to get the internet. So it's not just here at Playa Sosua. This man, I don't know when he sleeps. His wife, I don't know when she sleeps. Both of them work very hard. Okay, Raquel, his wife, check them out on Instagram. I've been encouraging you guys to check them out on Instagram. The president's name is Luis, Luis, Abinader, Abin, Abinad, Ade, Abinad. I don't know why I don't know it off the top of my head. Abinader. Oh, Abinader. 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 That's what it would be in English. Abinader. And his name's Luis. Very astute. Bam, 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 bam. Everything's on their Instagram. Everything they're doing. They are not undercover. They are not underground. They are not on the down low. Everything is above ground. They're doing this. They're doing that. They have videos that come out on Instagram a couple of times a day, not just like once a week stuff. They are busy. And his wife, Raquel, she's in schools with the children. She's like going to all these meetings. I swear she's the president. She's a real busy first lady. She's a very interactive first lady. She reminds me of how like Michelle Obama was when Obama was in office. I can't even compare them to any prime minister wives in Canada. I don't know any prime minister wives in Canada that were this interactive with the people. We have prime ministers in Canada, not presidents, right? So I can't even think off the top of my head any first lady in Canada that was ever on point. So I do have to use an American example, and that is Michelle Obama. And, you know, Trump's wife, she didn't do much. And I don't even know who Biden's wife is. Nancy Reagan. I think Nancy Reagan was busy. Yeah. Nancy Reagan. That was Ronald Reagan's wife, right? For some reason, she comes to mind. And there was another one too. Bush. The older Bush. Not the loose-headed Bush, but the first Bush. His wife, Barbara Bush. I think she was pretty active as well. I really don't know American politics too much when it comes to the wives. So the fact that I'm remembering right now off the top of my head does tell you that they've done something in order for a Canadian to remember it this many years later. That's exactly like Raquel. Her last name's not Abinader. She uses her own name, that her maiden name, and I think it starts with an A. But if you just put in Google Raquel, First Lady of the Dominican Republic, you will get her first and last name, and then go on Instagram and follow her. She's amazing. Follow the president. Comment. Say certain things. Encourage them. They are doing things for us here that are pretty amazing. And everyone is going to be a win-win-win situation. They're really not trying to be greedy. Like, I really do think that they want the best for the Dominican Republic. I really do feel like they want to see this place grow. They want to see the people, um, gravitate to a wonderful future. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have some people here. I'm just going to continue for a second. Sorry, guys. I have some people here who contact me, like people that live here. Okay. And, they are like, oh, it's going to change too much. And it's like, relax yourself. Do you not realize that the people that you interact with each and every single day right here need to grow financially? Why is it that some of these children here have no shoes? Why? We're not in a third world country. And not only that, in Sosua, where 90% of the people that are here are actual tourists, I think it's important for us to really come together as one. There's one vlogger that won't talk to me right now the way that the person used to, because back then the person was kind of like cool with me. But now that the person knows that I agree with the changes, they think that I am being maybe careless. And that's not so. Let me see if I got any messages from you guys here. And that's not so at all. Oh yeah, there are some messages. How come I didn't get these before? My gosh, I was just about to come off. Oh wow. Okay, hold on. Wow, there's a lot of messages here. I'm so sorry. Okay, Big Tim. Hola, Cerise. Good to see you. Take care during the storm. Thank you. Able Music says, Cerise. Oh, Cerise, how's Noche doing? Long time. My wife and me no see Noche. Oh, thank you. She's amazing. She's my best friend. She's right here with me. And then we have Derek. You will never end prostitution. Absolutely not. But you need to control it like in Punta Cana. I've never been to Punta Cana, but I would have to agree that there should be some controlling of what's going on, especially with some of the stories that I hear with Diary of a Working Girl. Some of them I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really surprised. Guys, sorry. I have my pajamas on this beautiful rainy day. And then we have Randall. He says the working girls need to be in David's bar. Absolutely. Randall says, or Envy. That's right. Tiny Evil. Oh, thank you so much. Do you think the beach will be the same November? Absolutely. Tiny Evil, thank you so much for the contribution to my channel. That $2 American that you sent is going to go, it's 100 pesos, and it's definitely going to go to the locals. I just want to let you guys know, whenever you contribute to my channel, it goes directly to the locals here, and especially to the children that play baseball. I love baseball, but the children that play baseball and the little girls that, they just want to be able to sing. They just want to be able to do things with their lives. There's not a lot of parks here, and I just sometimes give their parents, I always give the parents the money, and I just give the parents the money so the parents can go take them to the beach. So a lot of them don't get to the beach because the stuff is expensive there. They can't really afford it. And they'll go there and they'll buy like an ice cream from one of the Haitians or fruit. So I just want to let you know that does go far. Juan says, what about the eunuch tree canopy? Probably will be cut down. Oh, the unique tree canopy, it will probably be cut down, replaced by plastic or concrete. You know what? I'm going to get back to that because that's a very important one. I just want to run through all of them. Derek, Cerise, you do look Dominican. Thank you. Andrew says, when I first watched you, I thought you were Dominican. Oh, thank you. Advantage training, camaraderie. What did I say? I didn't say camaraderie. What did I say? Sorry, camaraderie. Sharon Wilson says, hi, gorgeous. Where are the top 3 best places to eat in Sosua, in your opinion? That's really difficult. That's really difficult because there are a lot of restaurants out there. I'll just quickly say, I don't have a top 3. I just don't. I don't. But I'm obviously going to pick the ones that advertise with me, right? Where Brooklyn at? I love the cook there. And Terra Linda is another good place. Toscana Asteria. I think those three are in my head. I'm going to think of a couple more. Um, David, let me see. You're looking well. Thank you, Melly Mel. And then Melly Mel, where is a good place for me with my children to stay? La Mulata. David Young, I have a place for you to see at Hispaniola. Absolutely. Hispaniola is one of the best places. I've been trying to catch up with you. Give me a shout, 829-702-7726. I didn't know all these messages were here, guys. I'm sorry. Jackson Jeter, what's up, Cerise? What's shaking, love? I'm shaking. Shaking with all that love. David Young says, check this place out, Melly Mel. Melly Mel, okay, where do I look? At David Young. All right, David Young. There's kids, there's pool, there's kids, tables. Okay, Melly Mel. All right, that's just all advertising. Guys, I want to say this. The canopy, the unique canopy on the beach. It is beautiful. Now, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about and you have been here, or for those of you who don't know and you've never been here, when you're on the beach, there's this beautiful row of trees, and it goes kind of like in the middle of the beach, if you will. And it gives a lot of shade, and it's beautiful. Some sun comes in sometimes, but it's like a tree of just canopy. It's like a canopy of beautiful trees. And I do believe some of that will be taken out. I do believe some of it will be taken out. But some trees are protected here, and they cannot be chopped down. And some of those trees are on the beach. Some of them on the beach, most of them are like palm trees and stuff like that. But there are a lot of trees on the beach that are protected. Like mahogany trees cannot be cut down any longer either. I don't know how many mahogany trees are on the beach, but I do know on the beach there's a lot of different unique trees. And the government prevents owners of villas from cutting down certain trees. You have to get permission. So if you are a person, that's just a side note. Sorry guys, I'm sweating here. If you're a person that's buying a villa or any type of land, this is a very important point for those of you, because a lot of people are like, Cerise, I want to buy land, I want to build, because you have the money to build, you have the money to buy the land, and you just want to buy acres, okay? Well, you have to be careful, because sometimes you can't cut down those trees. And even though you apply to the city, to the government to cut them down, they are protected, and you have to build around them. So unless you're looking to build a tree house type of retreat, like tree houses type of retreat, then you got to be very careful with what land you're buying. And sometimes people that are selling land, they'll be like, oh yeah, you can cut those trees down. I have someone that can come in and cut them down. You can't. Some of them you're not even allowed, even on Playa Cabarete, going towards Sabaneta. I have friends that have bought land there, oceanfront land, and they can't cut down those trees. Okay, so some of the trees on Playa Sosua will not be cut down due to being protected from the endangered species. There we go. So the whole entire canopy is not just one type of tree. And some of those trees are huge. Some of those trees, the trunks are so big and beautiful. So some of them will be protected. And I do feel like, there's going to be some areas that will have that canopy and other areas won't. And those areas will probably have umbrellas, right? Due to the pictures that I've seen, those are just blueprints, but I do feel that things will probably change. Human beings always change their minds, and as we move along with the production here and the construction, there's always going to be things that will change. So I do want to say that. But you guys, if you are planning on coming here and buying land, make sure you know that those trees are not protected because you won't be able to cut them down. And again, there's nothing wrong with having a beautiful retreat with all tree houses. That would be beautiful. I would love to live in a tree house. Oh my gosh, I would love to live in a tree house, you know? That would be so amazing. I mean, to a certain point, right? Because you don't want to be like 60 years old going up and down a tree ladder, right? But at the same time, beautiful, right? I mean, you could make a makeshift elevator. You never know what the future is going to hold. But I do want to say to you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Let me just see if I have any more messages before I let you guys go. I love you so much. You guys have made, excuse me, guys, I'm drinking a little bit of beer here. Haven't been drinking lately. I haven't been drinking lately. I drank on the beach the other day. And, you know, there was a point where I was like having drinks almost every single day here. And then starting February, when I got my television show, I put a quit to that. There was no more. I was just behaving completely because, you know, when you're representing other people, you want to make sure that you are top notch. You want to make sure that you are the person that they hired you to be. You don't want to be, you know, all the time out. And I mean, I socialize a lot and I'm always out before. But since I got my television show, I only go out a couple of days a week, 3 days a week or whatever. And not only that, it has contributed to me doing so much more awesome stuff. And I'll have like 2 beers when I do go out now, unless it's out for the night. I'll have like maybe a handful, but nothing the way I used to have. Wine. Remember how much wine I used to drink? For those of you who really have been with me from time, I mean, I could put back during one entire live to air at least 4 glasses of wine, 5 glasses of wine. I can't do that any longer because I'm very busy. Like I said, I just started my new channel. You guys check it out. My new channel. I have other channels. I have one with horoscopes called Sister Cerise. I have one that's all about business. It's called Biz Mindset Coach. I just started that one a couple of weeks ago. And they're okay, you know. But this one that I just recently started is all about Storytime. And it's horror stories and relationship stories. And I love it. You guys told me to start it. And I'm so fortunate that I have you guys to like encourage me when it comes to story time because I feel on fire. I feel so good doing these story times because I'm a writer, right? And also I take stuff from people's stories and everything, and this channel is it's just everything all in one mix. Most of them are true stories. Most of them, like, well, all of them, loosely based upon a true story. But Diary of a Working Girl on this channel and Dark Side of a Working Girl, those are all stories that have been given to me. And the only thing that is protected is the names and the places of where the people are, because the names are really important to keep their privacy. And the places are also equally important because some people know the stories, and if I say a different place, it throws them off. Okay, so just to let you know, but most of the stories have taken place in Sosua. But my new channel called The Dark Side of Lust, I am loving. It is my new baby project, and I'm already getting some good views. I got like 20 something views on each video, and it's amazing for me to get 20 something views on each video. I know you guys are probably thinking, what? You get like hundreds on these videos here, and that's amazing, and I love you guys, but that's because I've built a community here, and you guys are loyal with me, and I'm loyal with you, and we're friends, and we're family, and you know, I see you guys here, so there's a community happening on this channel. Thank you, and it's amazing, and I love it. But already, even though my new channel has really just been for the last, since this weekend, since Friday, right? I've been getting views and a couple of comments and subscribers. So I just want to say, if you guys love the story time, come on over to that channel, because I'm going to be uploading every single day on that channel. I've already uploaded on the weekend 4 videos, and I think I uploaded the 5th one today that's going to come out tomorrow, or maybe it's the 6th one. I don't know. Nothing can stop me. When I get off air with you guys right now, I'm about to do another story time. So I'm going to be having 2 story times come out tomorrow. Maybe the one that I already have that's coming scheduled for tomorrow, I might release right now. I'm on fire with it. I love it. I'm a writer. I am a creator. I love content, and I love this channel. So I want you guys to come love it with me. I want you guys to listen to it. It's all podcasts, and it's just fun for me. I don't know. You guys can see I'm all lit up from it anyway, right? You guys can just see I'm so excited by it. All right. I love you. Like I said, I'm going to let you guys go. It is getting late. I have to go work. Steven says, maybe I can buy you a drink or pizza before your show on Wednesday. Which Steven is this? I would love to connect with you. Maybe you can even come to my show with me on Wednesday. I always love to have a studio audience, and you can come and we can meet at Toscana Osteria, where I am every Wednesday. I usually get there, guys, just so you all know, when you are in town. I usually get there around 5:30, and I talk to clients on the phone. If I'm not talking to a client on the phone, I'm generally just on my phone or talking to you guys that are walking by. And then my show starts at 7 o'clock. It's in the Blue Casino building upstairs on the 3rd floor. So if you ever want to come, and if you don't want to be a guest because you're a little shy, you're always welcome to come on upstairs and be part of the live studio audience. There's a couple of seats there, and you can just sit right there and just come on up. All you have to do is be quiet, and all you have to do is keep your cell phone on mute, and don't keep any conversations on your cell phone. Those are the only rules. You don't have to pay to come upstairs and be part of the studio audience. And also, if you want to come be a guest, I would love you to come be a guest. Please come, but you have to give me at least a month notice. Like right now, for instance, I'm booking 3 weeks in advance. Okay, so if you want to be a guest, you have to give me like a 3 week. Well, right now I'm on 4 weeks. So if you want to be a guest, you have to give me like a 4-week notice, a 1 month notice at least before you come to town or whatever. And I would love for you to come be a guest. But again, if you're too shy and you don't want to be a guest, but you just want to be in the background and you're more of a behind the scenes type of person, come on upstairs. Come meet me at the restaurant, the Italian restaurant right on the corner before the beach. And I'm sitting right in the front, right there. You can't miss me. You'll see me with my hair and usually talking to someone or on my phone. And you just come up and you just say, hey, you mind if I come be part of the studio audience tonight? Absolutely. You come right upstairs with me. You come right up with me. I usually get up there around 6:45 because my show starts at 7. I have to get up there a few minutes early to, get mic'd up and everything like that and get prepared, put my high heels on, and that's about it. And that's it. So yeah, I would love for you to come. Steven, come on over. We can sit and have a drink. We can sit and chill. I don't eat pizza now because of my trying to get fit, my fat to fit to 50. So I don't eat pizza now because dough is just a demon for me. I just don't, my body just doesn't digest it at all. So, but we can definitely have a drink and we can have a chill and a chat. All right, guys, I love you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Oh, wait, there's one more message. Who's this? No illusions. Why don't you just list the soap milk restaurants? Oh, the restaurants. Oh, okay. You like that way it won't appear like you have buyers for the ones that advertise with you. Also house the intermittent fasting. No illusions. Okay. Yeah, restaurants. Okay, so let me name a few. Yeah, even the ones, obviously the ones that advertise with me, I'm going to name, right? But I took a 6-week hiatus from my show. So I don't have many advertisers right now. I am having a $100 advertisement right now. So I have other advertisers, like for instance, different businesses, not all restaurants, right? But let me name some of the restaurants. No illusion. Okay, so of course, where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at has um, really good rice. I really love their yellow rice. Usually not a rice eater, but they have this yellow rice, which I like. And the cook's name is Sandro, pretty sure. Amazing dude. Just so sweet, really good heart. He also works on the beach as well. He works from like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then after he leaves the beach, he goes and he works at Where Brooklyn at. I don't know when he gets his breaks. He works like 6 days a week doing that. So definitely go and support him. Go to the, also tell Lee that you want to give the chef a tip. Go and give the chef a tip directly. Lee is the owner of Where Brooklyn at. Amazing guy. And have a cigar while you're there too, if you're a cigar smoker. Okay. Across the street from them is Jolly Rogers. I really like Jolly Rogers. They have, because you guys know I went on that chicken crawl, right? And before that, I was only eating chicken wings from one place, and that was Flip Flop. And their wings are good. Their wings are really good. But I was like, I wanted to just kind of stretch my wings, if so to speak, spread my wings, so to speak. And I just kind of wanted to try other places. And so I just thought, because my YouTube channel, a lot of people like wings, I thought I would go to different places. So I did, and I went to Jolly Rogers, and Jolly Rogers is a Canadian-owned restaurant right on Pedro Closante, and they have the best onion rings in the whole entire world. I tell you, they're so crispy. I like onion rings that are crispy and that are big, not doughy, and I like them with a nice, different, unique type of sauce, and they have amazing chicken wings as well. They have all types, because I tasted their chicken wings during the chicken wing crawl, and they have like, I think, 6 different types of wings. Really good, clean oil, clean oil. They clean it all the time. The service is impeccable. The ladies are wonderful. They speak English and they speak Spanish, and they're very nice. One day I lost $100 in the bathroom. Okay, I had an American $100, and I got my motor concho to go to Western Union and give me change, like to cambio, exchange it for me. And then I took the 100, right, in pesos, and I put it in my front pocket. I didn't put it in my purse. And then so I went to the bathroom, and when I pulled my pants down, the money fell out, and I don't put money in my pants, so I didn't even think about it. And of course, I'm washing my hands, and I didn't realize it. After, like, I don't know, like, some people don't wash their hands, so they don't get distracted. But for me, the first thing I'm looking at is for the soap and for the water, so I'm washing my hands, and then that was it. And then I left the bathroom, and then I went back to the front of the restaurant. Now, the waitress happened to go in after me, and she found the money. And then they called me over to the front desk, and they're like to the cashier, and they're like, Cerise, come here, right? And I'm like, what are they calling me for? Like, they've never called me before. And I thought maybe they just want advice on something. So I go over to them, and I'm like, yeah? And she's like, did you lose money? And I'm like, and I checked my pocket. And I was like, oh yeah, I did lose money. I'm like, I lost $100, right? And she handed me the 5,000 pesos. Right. I told her $100, but 5,000 pesos is pretty much $100. And I told her, yeah, I lost 5,000 pesos. And I touched my pocket, and she's like, here. And she gave me the whole 5,000 pesos back. And I was like, wow. I put a big post about that on Facebook, and I love places like that. Honest to goodness places, you know what I mean? They will always have my heart for that reason. So they don't advertise with me. I've been actually trying to get Kelly and Patty, the owners, husband and wife, onto my television show. just to, talk, because they also go around to other restaurants, and when they're doing like Christmas drive to feed children at Christmas time and to help families at Christmas time, they actually work with other restaurants, which I think is amazing. They're not just all about themselves. They support other restaurants, and they even they do something called like a beer crawl or something like that, right? And so you can go to their restaurant, and when you go to their restaurant, not all the time. This is just a game that they had going on, and they include other restaurants. So you go to their restaurant and you get a puzzle piece when you buy a couple of beers there. So you have that. And then you go to another restaurant. When you go to the other restaurant that's included in that crawl, you get another piece, and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. It's quite fun. I've never done it, but I thought it was just amazing when I heard about it. So Jolly Rogers. You guys asked for it, so now I'm going to give it, and I'm going to tell you why. So far, where Brooklyn at? Yellow rice. Jolly Rogers, onion rings, and more, and more. Fat Jesse's. I tried to get them to advertise with me before, and they didn't answer. They said, I'm just going to let you know. Like, sorry. But I did a free interview with them before when they first opened up, and I endorsed them because I just felt that their music was amazing and their service was great. They had just opened up. And then I went back to them and asked them to advertise, but they didn't. So this is not a plug because they advertise. They've never advertised with me. But they have $5 menus. On Tuesdays, they have tacos that are really delicious every Tuesday, tacos. And you can get 3 tacos and a beer for $5, 250 pesos. And the service is really great there. There's just a great service. Tell them I said hi when you go there. There's one guy, he has little curls, little tiny curls, and like they come out kind of, they're like my curls, but they're short. The girls there are so polite, and they remember you by name. Like when you show up there and you sit down, they know your name. They take the opportunity to ask your name, and when you come back, they remember what you like. So they'll be like, what would you like? Like, for instance, when I go on Tuesdays every so often to get my tacos, they know what kind of tacos I like. And they also know what type of drink I like. And they will ask, they don't just assume, but they ask, you want your blah, 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 blah. I like chicken tacos. I don't like beef. And so I'll get the chicken tacos. Sometimes I'll ask for pork taco just because Noche likes them, and then I get like you get a free beer with it. So I'll get a light beer, and they know what I like. And I love that, and one time I asked for a sangria, and they didn't have sangria. Like, it wasn't on the menu, but they went to the back and they made me one, which was so cool. So that's Fat Jesse's. And now Fat Jesse's is opening up across the street from there. These 3 restaurants are all across from each other, by the way. Where Brooklyn at is right there. Down a little bit is Fat Jesse's. Across from Fat Jesse's is Jolly Rogers. Now, just a little over, they're opening up, I think it's called Slim Jesse's or Skinny Jesse's. And it's just going to be like salads and sandwiches. I haven't been in it yet. I haven't seen anybody in it yet. I've just seen the door advertising. So that's all right there. I'm trying to think more on that corner. What's his name? Vincent Shamar, Brick City Flames. They have good chicken wings there too. This is all on Pedro Clasante, by the way. These restaurants you can like look at from each other. Like, they're all right beside each other. Brick City Flames is another one. I like Brick City Flames also for their service, but they're right on the corner. So it's always like a busy evening, So if you just kind of want to sit on the corner and people watch right on the front, then you can people watch right there. Let me see. Now I'm just naming places that I ate at. So it's not like I'm purposely missing anyone, because there is another restaurant, King's, but I've never eaten at King's, so I can't say. And a lot of you guys are familiar with King's, and I do know that King's has an extensive menu. I think there's like more than 100 stuff on their menu there. And I've heard from many people that their food is good, but I've never had it. I did an interview with the owner, but he didn't bring me out a plate, Ray. which he should have, because that's what most restaurants do. They'll bring me out a plate that I can endorse and try at least, so I can later on in the future try their food. But I didn't. I will go back at a later date, and I'm pretty sure Ray will hear about this and he'll give me a plate. But I'm joking. I'll buy one anyway. But when I'm there, it's always for drinks and it's never to eat. So, waffles. Right around the corner, the old tree house. So you have King's on the corner, right? But then over by Palmares Hotel, there is Wings and Waffles. The guy, there's a partnership, and one of the guys' name is Milton, and he's from 39 on the beach, which I think that's going to be probably done and over with in the near future. But at least he has now migrated near Pedro Clisante and very much into the tourist section, and it's called Wings and Waffles. I've never had grits before. Being a Canadian, it's not something that's common. But I had shrimp and grits there. That was so mouth-watering. I mean, I like grits now. It's kind of like a ricey, oatmeal-y thing, right? And it was my first and last time trying them. But I will never, grits I'm okay with. I'm okay. It's like, it's either, for me, I'll eat rice, which I'm not too fond of, like I said, or oatmeal. And I'm not too fond of that either. But that's what grits reminds me of, like a mix of oatmeal and rice. But it was delicious because of the sauce that was on top of it, the creamy sauce that was on top of it from the gigantic shrimps. Oh my gosh, this chef was amazing. And I was like, wow. And so they did give me a free meal when I went there. I sat down. Milton was like, Cerise, whatever you want to order, you just order anything you want on the menu. And then I did. I ordered shrimp and grits because I like shrimp, and I know I'm pretty solid with that. But grits I wanted to try just for the first time so I would know what it tastes like, as a lot of Americans like it here. And then they even set me up with some cool drink that I did a video of on Instagram. And it was like Hennessy, and they put a cover over it. They light it on fire. It smokes up, not fire, but it smokes. And then they give it to you. And I think what it does is it enhances the alcohol. I'm not sure. But it was delicious. They treated me to that. That was a really nice treat. And they're a brand new restaurant, I think about 3 months old. Beautiful food, wonderful plates, good servings. Again, that's called Wings and Waffles, and it's in Palmares Hotel. Now, everything that I just said to you right now is within 1 minute walking distance from each other. So that was Where Brooklyn At, Fat Jesse's, Jolly Rogers, and Wings and Waffles. I ate at all those places, and I love those places. And then there's another place too, don't forget, Where Brooklyn At. Okay, I mean, not Where Brooklyn At, Brooklyn Bridge. There's Where Brooklyn At, and then just down the street a little bit, right, like literally a minute away from each other, is Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, my gosh. Probably some of the best wings that I have ever tried in my life. And these wings were not on the menu because they were the first place that I hit when I first started the wing crawl. Now, the guy, Louis, the owner, he's Haitian American. I told him about the wing crawl, and he's like, okay, here, let me give you some wings. And I'm like, okay, you will be the first wing crawl place. And he's like, but the wings aren't on the menu yet. And they were just pretty much opening. He's like, the wings aren't on the menu yet. And I'm like, that's okay, give them to me, and then I'll do a promotion for them. And so I've never tried those wings again because they weren't on the menu when I went back. And then, I don't know, but they're still open. And I do have to go back for those wings. Tell them, the owner, there's usually the father and the son, tell them you want the wings from my wing crawl. I don't know what wings they have there now. I don't know if those particular wings are on the menu because the owner, there's the owner, Richard, and his son, Louis. They're both from America. They're both Haitians, and they are the owners together. But like when Lewis is here, Richard goes back to America. When Richard's here, Lewis goes back to America because Lewis has a trucking company. So he's always busy. So his dad's usually here like for a few weeks and they trade back and forth. But when Lewis is here, that's when you got to get those wings because Lewis is the one that puts that down. He makes all those sauces and they are amazing. I don't know what was in those wings. But if you guys look at the first wing crawl, I don't know what was in those wings. I still, even now thinking about it, I think there was a little bit of ginger. I don't know. Some garlic, but it's something where you just can't figure it out, but it's delicious. So where Brooklyn at and Brooklyn Bridge, they're two different places, but both have good food, both have good service. And that's all like on Pedro Clasante only. I know I'm forgetting another place. There's a lot of restaurants on Pedro Clasante. And then of course, when you're going down near the beach, there is Toscana Osteria, the Italian restaurant that I always chill at. They have good fried bread. If you are a person that does like bread, I can't eat it any longer because it's just so delicious. But they have this spicy garlic sauce. I'm talking about so much food right now. I'm getting hungry. So I hope you guys are making notes. So they have this fried bread and it looks like a wiener. And but at the end, it's like twisted type of thing. And you just break it in half. It's really hot, really warm. And you can dip that in this special oil that they have, garlic oil. Ask them for the spicy garlic oil. It's so delicious. And they also have like the outdoor oven pizza there. They have really good pasta. Then there's another restaurant called Pirates Bay. It's another Italian restaurant, very nice, and it's overlooking Playa Sosua. And it is amazing for pasta, and they have a really good crab salad there. Crab salad. They actually have it coming out of a huge crab shell. I love it. And I love their pasta there. It's great. They make their pasta from hand. It's not just pasta bought in the store. Like they make it from the natural dough. So it's very fresh and it doesn't get stuck in your belly. It's great for the digestive system. Then that's all along Pedro Clasante, the main street. Now let's go along the other street that's parallel to Pedro Clasante. And that's called Aleo Martinez. ALEO space Martinez. MARTETINEZ. Aleo Martinez has a few restaurants that I really love right on a main corner. If you know where Pyramid Plaza is or Casa Marina, right there, there's these three restaurants. One is called Bologna. The other two, I've never been to Bologna. It's an Italian restaurant. I've never been there, but I've heard so many amazing things about it. And I do need to go there one day. But the other two are very special to my heart. Very special to my heart. One is called Que Lo Que, QUE space LOQUE. And it just means what's up. It's slang here in the Dominican Republic. Que lo que. A lot of people will put KLK. Que lo que. It just means what's up. It's owned by my friend Lisa. She's Canadian and she's married to a Dominican, but her food is out of this world. On Mondays, she makes the best Big Mac. I don't know how, this girl needs to have her own cooking show. Like she really is a one-woman show. She really is a good chef. I don't know where she learned it from. Her last name's Crocker, just like Betty Crocker. But she really knows what she's doing. And she's across from Casa Marina. It's like an all-inclusive place there, but it's in the Pyramid Plaza. She's right on the corner from the Pyramid Plaza, across from the baseball field, okay? Beautiful, beautiful food. And she's funny. She's usually there, like her and her boyfriend, and they usually have a little, just one, it's a smaller restaurant, but it's beautiful. It's white cloths on the tables, beautiful decor. There's a bar inside, small. I think there's like 3, 4 tables. So it's very, very quaint. I love it. Tell her I sent you. She's my girl. But Big Mac Mondays, I don't know if you've ever had a Big Mac like this before. Delicious. She has a really good salad there called a pear salad. Pear and feta cheese or blue cheese or something like that. And it's delicious. Across the street from there is Margot Restaurant. Margot, some people call it Margot, Margot. Now, she's actually the owner of my television show. And that's really special to me because a lot of you guys don't know this story, but I was in Margot Restaurant and I was just sitting there and God kept telling me to go there, right? Like, just go there, go do your writing there. So I went one day and I sat outside on the nice patio area and I couldn't get any work done because every single time I went to get some work done, a Haitian would walk by. Now, these Haitians I know from Los Charamicos, and they sell fruit, they sell vegetables, and so I'm on my laptop and I'm working, and they stop and they start talking to me because, they're like, hey, what's up? They're not trying to sell me any fruit. They're just shooting the breeze with me because they know me. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And I'm like typing and I'm like, I'm working right now, and they're like, okay, go ahead and work. And then they're still talking. They don't realize that I'm writing a book and I'm in the middle of a thought, so that I thought, God, why are you telling me to go to that restaurant to work? I'll go to the restaurant to eat. God's like, no, go back. And I'm like, okay, so I'll go back and I'll sit inside. So then the next time I went, which was the following Monday, right, I sat inside. And when I sat inside, I sat underneath the air conditioner. It's a white tablecloth restaurant. Beautiful. The food is amazing. The salad, oh my gosh, they have a salmon salad there that is out of this world. They have, I would say hands down, one of the best restaurants in Sosua. If you guys ask, okay, a top 3, if I did have a top 3, that would be my top 1, like my top 1, Margot Restaurant. Not only because of what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so then I'm underneath this cold air conditioner, and I'm not an air conditioner type of chick. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm under this air conditioner. Let me see. Hold on, guys. I don't want to bore you guys with all this information, but you guys asked me about all these restaurants, so here we go. So here I am, I'm underneath the air conditioner, and I'm like, God, this is my second time coming here to work with my laptop, and I'm here alone. I'm not even keeping conversation with anyone. Like, why am I coming here to work? I can come here and drink and have a couple of bites, appetizers, some meal with friends. Like, I'm here all alone. Like, what, God? What are you saying to me? So I went home that day. And then, of course, God speaks to me the next Monday. And he's like, go to Margot to work. Because on Mondays, I like to do my writing, my mindset writing, right? I'm writing a mindset book, a positive mindset book. And my Mondays are my days that I like to focus on that. So God's like, go to Margot again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why? Heavenly dear creator, this is going to be the 3rd time that you told me to go there. And like, for what? So of course I listen, and I pack up all my bags and I get on the motor control with my laptop, and I get all the way over in Bate, and I'm sitting in the restaurant. This time I didn't sit outside where the vendors are going to get at me because I will sit and shoot the breeze with them and not get work done. And then this time I didn't sit underneath the air conditioner because I didn't want to be cold, This time I sat inside in the middle of the dining area. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to a client on the phone because it was like 11 o'clock in the morning and I like to do my writing around noon. And so I had a 1-hour client for soul coaching. So I'm talking to her. I ordered a cappuccino and then I was ready for my next cappuccino. But I looked over and they weren't coming. So all of a sudden a woman comes over to me And she's a fair-skinned woman, and she's Dominican. And so she says to me in Spanish, "Would you like another coffee?" But she wasn't wearing the like the Margot uniform. And I said, sure, I'll have another cappuccino. And she's like, okay. So she took my cappuccino and she left with like my cup. And I'm thinking, who is this woman? And of course, God says to me, that is the owner of the restaurant. Tell her you want to interview her. And I'm like, oh, that's why you got me coming here like this. Okay. So then she comes back to the table with my coffee. And so I said to her, are you the owner here? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, you're Margot? Margot? And she's like, I say Margot because I have a German client and she calls herself Margot, but it's Margot. I know a lot of people keep T silent. So I'm like, you're Margot? And she's like, yes. And she pointed to the menu and it says Margarita. She's like, I'm Margarita. And I'm like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. Can I do an interview with you on my YouTube channel, please? I would love to do an interview with you. I love your restaurant. And, I love the food. I love the salad, the salmon salad, blah, 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 blah. I'm like just regurgitating as it was such an honor for me to be able to interview her. And she's like, do you want your own television show? And I'm like, did you just ask me if I want my own television program? Now, her husband also works there, and her husband said hi to me. And of course, I sense that they know who I am as well. And I know that this is a small town, so people probably know that I do have television experience, YouTube channel, and radio experience. So the people have already, like people talk here, right? But I didn't know that she was a dancer. I'm going to get to in a second. So I looked at her and I'm like, did you just ask me if I want my own television show? And she's like, sí. And I'm like, okay, wait. My Spanish is really not all that good. And I'm talking to her in Spanish. She's talking to me in Spanish. And I'm like, do you speak English? And she's like, a little bit. And I'm like, okay. You asked me, I said to her in Spanish, and I said, you asked me if I want my own television show. And she's like, yes. And I'm like, And she's like, your Spanish is good. Don't worry. You're understanding properly. Do you want your own television show? And I'm like, yes, of course. I would love my own television show. How do I do it? And then she's like, well, you got to create it. And, like you got to be the producer. You got to be like everything. And I was like, whoa, I can do this. I've done this in Toronto. Like, I got this, And she's like, okay. You have to meet with the producers and the programmers and not the producers. You have to meet with the directors and the programmers. You got to sit down and have a meeting with them, and you have to create a treatment, like a treatment for the entire show. And I was like, wow, I got this. My battery's going to run out. You guys asked me about restaurants, but I gave you all the restaurant information, so now I'm just getting into more intricacy. So I was like, sure, I would, let me do that. So then I went and I met with the program directors and I met with everyone and we sat down, we had our meeting, and then, I was like, okay, I'm good. Then I came home about it and it just came to me. I was talking to my friend Ken, you guys remember Ken, and I was like, Ken, I'm going to name it Living Good, because that's what we're doing here. And he's like, that sounds good. He said, that is it, Living Good. And then that was it. So Margot, number one, is a delicious restaurant to eat at, but I also have so much memories there that are amazing, because that was in February, and I haven't gotten much work done on my book since then, but I still work on it every Monday. And it's called Mind Stuff. I'm not going to tell you guys the whole title yet, but I will promote it when it's time. And it's just such a great memory for me, Margot Restaurant. So when you guys go there, sit down and, just know that I was sitting outside and I have memories there, memory inside. It's just an amazing place. But if you like salads, because I love salads, get the salmon salad. If you like salmon as well, salmon, right? So it's not like big, thick salmon flesh. It's not like this. It's strips, beautiful smoked salmon. And it comes with capers. It comes with like cracked pepper on different lettuces. And it's so beautiful. Also, everything there is so delicious. Their pastas, um, everything there. Everything at Margot restaurant is amazing. That's on Alio Martinez. So that's about it. I would say, yeah, I like nice restaurants or pub restaurants. I don't have any in between. I like white cloth or I like chill out with a cigar and a drink type of thing and taking my food to go. When I'm at where Brooklyn at, um, or Brooklyn Bridge or Jolly Rogers or places like that, I take my food to go because there's nothing like coming home with after a couple of drinks with a nice white container, those styrofoam containers, or sometimes and Fred Flintstone. It's the most beautiful feeling in the world because 50% of that food in there, I do split. And I feel so amazing when I do that because she's been waiting for me for a while and she knows I'm always going to come home with a treat. And then even when I go to Margot or any of those other restaurants, I will eat a little bit there because they usually give you a little bit of bread when we order something. They'll give you like some basket or whatever. And even though I don't like to eat a lot of bread because like I said, it's the demon. I just can't digest it like pizza. I still like it if it's restaurants. Now the beach is completely different because the beach has a few favorites as well. And of course, I already mentioned Treehouse, Valero, El Valero. I did a video with them. El Valero is amazing. They so fresh. The service is so, they pamper me with the service too. Like the one cute guy there. He's cute, but I'm not into the whole thing dating thing right now with being overweight and all that. I'm not all into it. I like to feel good about myself when I'm going on a date. I don't want to have any fat hanging over my pants or my arms feeling chubby. So, and I think this is reconnecting, but that's okay. El Valero on the beach, Treehouse on the beach, 64 on the beach. Go to the beach for the, ambiance. I know I'm forgetting a place on the beach, but it really doesn't matter right now anyway because the beach is going to be redone. It's going to be renovated, and all those places are going to be resituated, and things will change. So until the skyline how it is right now, get restaurants and get photos of you on that beach because hey, one day everything's going to be changed and it's going to be changed sooner than later. I give it 7 months. I give it 7 months because the president has 18 months to before he is voted back in again. And I pray he's voted back in again. But I give it 7 months, maybe 9 months for it changed. Maybe not completely, but a huge dent of difference in it. So get down there and, really enjoy the changes as much as you can before they change. But definitely enjoy the restaurants that I told you to go. Okay, tried Dolce e Sapporo. I've only tried the desserts. KV is raving about. I don't know. I've never tried that place. KV, he goes to a lot of different places and he tries their food. Definitely. I know I'm forgetting a lot of restaurants right now. No Illusion says I think I asked about the because I want to know if those video links I sent you on the subject are intermittent fasting is amazing. And not only that, the I've been doing this Vinegar. The mother. It's called the mother vinegar, and it's apple cider vinegar. I've been taking some of that too, but my lifestyle is so totally geared to intermittent fasting because I can do that. And you know, I some days I wake up and I'm not even hungry until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then some mornings I wake up because I've worked so hard the day before. And the morning when I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I cannot eat right now, and I have to stop myself. But because I do have that lifestyle when I can just pull back and then just focus on all my work, all of a sudden, before I know it, it's 12 o'clock and then I can go and eat something. The thing where I have been very undisciplined, just to be honest with you guys, is exercising. And I was on such a good roll with that, such a good roll with exercising every single day. And, at a certain time, and then just once I'm on my cell phone, once I'm on my laptop, it's so hard to tear me away. It's so hard for me to stop working. I work from like 4:30 in the morning as soon as I open my eyes and till I go to sleep. It's so easy because all my work is online. But there's one song that has been getting me back into wanting to exercise, and I'm going to play the song right now. Let me see. I have to find it on YouTube. And I don't know why. I just love the song. I can imagine myself listening to this song on the beach. And I just have it on repeat. What is it called again? Oh, On Fire for You? The words don't hit my heart. On Fire for You by the Cannons. I've never heard of them before. On Fire for You. Until last Friday. Here we go. And I heard about them last Friday and I just fell in love with the beat. The words, they're a little juvenile, I think, for my age. Maybe back in the day when I was like 18 to maybe even 30, I would have felt these words. But I don't feel them now. But the beat, listen to the beat. I think this could get me. I think I'm going to exercise after this right here now that I'm listening to it. I love it. I love it. I have to turn it off because I know that YouTube's now all of a sudden going to be like, oh, your video's flagged. And after about a whole 2 hours, now they're going to flag me. But in any case, guys, I do want to say I love you. And thank you so much always for subscribing, for encouraging me, for inspiring me. I always hear from you guys that I help you guys out with my videos, and you guys come here and you feel so comfortable. You don't even need to contact me. You just come and you can live here and just feel so great because you've learned from my videos. And I just want to say it's equal. It's the same respect back. I love you. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing on this channel. Speaking of channels, go to my other channel now. It's called The Dark Side of Lust. Just look at it. It has like a round logo. You'll have to maybe go down the page a little bit because there's other videos and everything. But go to The Dark Side of Lust, and there is a woman, black and white, like drawing, and she has like these horns. Like she looks like lust, and she's praying like this, and she has some tattoos there, really skinny, and she has headphones on. She looks kind of like a cool, not devil, but because she has horns, it kind of gives that devilish vibe. But at first I was like, oh gosh, it looks so devilish, and I'm such a spiritual person. But then I was like, bang on, because that's exactly what lust is, devilish. So you got to go check it out. Subscribe for me, please. Give me some support on that one. It has me pumping and grooving and loving. I've had a renewed sense of creativity with that channel. And this channel too, because you guys give me the chance to do diary of a working girl and dark side of a working girl. And then of course, remember Tuesdays and Thursdays is real estate, relocation, travel, tourism. And you guys just let me do whatever with this channel. And that is so amazing because you guys just flow with me. And I don't know if anyone else is as fortunate as that when it comes to their channel. I feel very fortunate to be able to have the viewers that I have, the friends. You guys are not followers. You guys are friends. You guys are family. And again, remember, every Wednesday is my talk show, Living Good. If you don't want to come on the show because you're shy and you don't want to be in front of the camera, you can definitely come and be a part of the live audience, studio audience in the back. I will not video you. I will not put you on camera, but you can definitely come and sit behind the scenes and see what goes on in a studio right here in the north coast of the Dominican Republic, right here in Sosua. Now, I love you. And of course, I have to look to see if there's any more messages. Remember that song, Cannons, Fire for You. I'm going to put it on right now and I'm going to do a little dancing to it and get re-inspired for the working out. All right, guys. For the working out. There we go. All right. Buying Dominican Republic says hola. Okay, guys. Mwah. You guys take care. Guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Please join me tomorrow for Mindful Mondays, and then Tuesday house restaurant, and also one on real estate. And then Tuesday I'll put up the longer version of the one on real estate. Wednesday, oh my gosh, this Wednesday Diary of a Working Girl is lit. It's about a woman who lives in Atlanta, and I'm just going to say this. Her father used to be a pastor and she became a prostitute. Like, I can't even, I don't even know if any of the other ones have ever matched up to this one that I'm bringing it on Wednesday. I don't even know. Like, it's just probably the most freakiest one ever. And then, of course, Thursday again is going to be real estate, tourism, travel, or relocation. Friday is going to be Fitness Friday, especially if I get my butt moving right now. And then Saturday is going to be Dark Side of a Working Girl. And then Sunday, we're going to do a live to air again where I'm going to have some information for you guys about Sosua. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Take care, everyone.